Und damit ein herzliches Willkommen und Hallo zu einem weiteren Part Fake Grand Order. Ich bin es Simafix. Die Schlacht um Londinium steht hier voran. Und beim letzten Mal sind wir von Salisbury zurückgekehrt, nachdem wir hier die zweite Glocke erläutert haben und hier ein bisschen mehr Hoffnung in den Herzen der Menschen erweckt haben. Nun geht es darum, Londinium vor den einfallenden Truppen von Woodward zu verteidigen. Und das werden wir noch machen. Okay, let's discuss matters as they stand. We may have more soldiers to work with thanks to the volunteers from Norwich, but we can't deploy them right away. They will likely need more training, and it will take to establish the lines of communication and integrate them into our existing force. Well, sure, it'd be foolhardy to send over 100 new troops into combat without any practical training. So, does that mean that we're going to focus on defense while we train the new troops instead of making a surprise attack on Woodward's army? That would be the safest option, if we had time to take it. Once the Queen sends Woodward the reinforcements, it'll be much more difficult to hold Londinium line of defense. So instead, we are going to pretend to focus on defenses while a small squad of elite soldiers from my company, along with Etwila and Kenwood's platoons, take a day to sneak around behind the enemy forces. Once they're ready, I'll send out my company along with the volunteer soldiers from Londinium to pad the numbers. Then, while the enemy is focused on Londinium, our unit will ambush Woodward himself and take him out. Once the clan head has fallen, the other fairies should lose their sense of purpose. It's one of the weaknesses shared by all clan-affiliated fairies. I'm not a huge fan of the strategy, but exploiting that weakness is our best move. Then, does it mean we're going to settle this tomorrow night? That's right. Our assault unit will set out from Londinium before dawn. As for all of you, I'd like you to stay here and protect the castle walls just in case. What if we went with you? I appreciate the offer, but you see we'll be marching upstream throughout the river. Since none of you are used to traversing that kind of terrain, I'm afraid you exhaust yourselves before we even reach the destination. Ich glaube, Woodward wird die alle so zerschlachten, Mann. Okay, you got it. I think we can be of help defending Londinium. Okay, you got... You obviously know what you're doing when it comes to skirmishing on level ground. So, just leave things here for us. Focus on winning your fight. Ah well, thank you, Lady Da Vinci. I swear, on the sacred spear, that I won't come back without defeating Woodward. Hoffen wir mal, dass es so gut läuft. Irgendwie es hört sich schon wieder alles viel zu leicht an. Nur also, wenn was Gutes passiert, passieren erstmal ganz viele schlimme Sachen. Deswegen bist du Harvey Cat. Dann, is it overrun? Surprised? Maybe I have it with the Pepper's principal smile plastered across the face, but even I fly into a rage if you burn down my domain. But Oberon doesn't play fair. The trap he planted in the woods makes a mess of barges in. While sitting on the desk with a quill pen. Oh, it's you, Maxie. I'm just writing in my diary. I have an atrocious memory, so I was write today's events and entertaining as possible. What about you? Why did you come to the war room when nobody else was around? Did you feel so guilty about the festivities going into the town plaza that you thought you'd escaped here? You can tell. You're worried about Mesh, right? I get it. It's easy not to think about her during a battle, but times like this, you can't help it. I know, I keep saying this, but you and Mesh will see each other again, I guarantee that. Ich sage, Leute, Habertot ist Totorot. Das ist kein Zufall, dass die gleich aussehen. Genau, also, wir wissen natürlich, dass es kein Zufall ist, aber ich denke, es sind auch dieselbe Person. Ich bin mir fast sicher. I'm gonna tell you where she is or how she's doing. But I can tell you she's with someone trustworthy. A rockspit from proper human history you've both met before. Ich sag's ja, liebe Leute. All you have to do is help Artoria. That's the quickest way. You will be reunited with Miss. Ey, da fällt mir gerade mal eine Sache an. Leute, das habe ich komplett ignoriert. Als wir in Salisbury waren, damals war es doch so, dass True bei ihr da war, in dieser Wolfsform. Wo ist die eigentlich jetzt hin? Gute Frage. But I thought Mong had taken Mesh prisoner. Looks like no one else is listening right now. So I guess I can tell you this much. Yeah, Mong teleported Mesh. But she sent her somewhere not even Mong herself can touch. Das hat sie eigentlich auch so gesagt. Mong can't capture anyone. All she ever does is send them or somewhere else. But that's nothing an outsider like you needs to worry about. All you guys have to do is defeat her. As for me, all I care about is my bride. I'm helping you as part of helping her. After all, you can't have a happy bride without a handsome groom, right? So, I can't have you dying for me, for both my and Mesh's sakes. Cause my dreams to see of 100 happy brides. So what numbers, Mesh? Mesh makes 1. I don't know about the harbor taught from proper human history, but my dream started with Mesh. If you know any sevens who are worried about planning your wedding, you'd be doing me a favor by introducing me to them. This is sehr good. I can tell any dress, no matter how impossible it seems. Man, woman, human, monster, whatever they are. If they dream of being a bride, I'll be there to help. Das ist echt gut, Mann. Ja, 100. Ich fange mit Mesh an. Mal irgendwo muss man anfangen. There she is. Hey. Hey, you. Really energetic fairy. Huh? Are you talking to me? Do you know? My name's Gareth. Gareth, huh? What a great name. It's nice and short, but it's also really courageous sounding. Ah, thanks, but it's actually just the name I'm going by. Nobody actually gave it to me. Anyway, you're probably here to see Artoria, right? It must have been too hard for a kid to break through the throng of soldiers that was running here in the town squad earlier, huh? Wait here, I go get her. Nah, we don't wanna see her. The Child of Prophecies already got Percival and the grown-ups. We just wanna talk to you. Me? But why would you want to? Just come with me, okay? Everyone's waiting for you. Don't tuck me on my sleeve. I go with you, okay? Ein Gareth-Abschnitt wieder. She's here. Sam brought the charging lady back with him. Oh, so many human kids. They must come here seeking refuge. This is the castle's nephew, right? Yep. We're helping out Granny, cause there aren't enough grown-ups to go around. Hey, Nan. I brought here. Come on. Do the thing. Yes. I know. Would you mind coming here, young lady? The children asked me to make you a set of armor. I tried to tell them no, but they weren't having it. Huh? Armor? For me? What is this? A mythic sheet? Not even the Queen's Knights get to use of these. We're thinking, I can't accept something so valuable. You should be giving this to Artoria. Someone as worthless as me doesn't deserve. Worthless? Well, that's not nice. You don't believe what these children saw in you. They were all abandoned by Norwich, but they scrapped together everything they had to buy the materials for me to make it for you. They know you're not Percival or the Child of Prophecy. They were traced by the sight of your tiny form, fighting valiantly on the battlefield. Well, do you still insist you're worthless? But I don't even know what kind of fairy I am. Just a weird stray. So, what does that matter? Fairies are fairies, right? Who cares how you were born or what your role is supposed to be? You protected Londinium for us. The first time you came here, You stood up there for Yuri when she was crying because she tipped and spilled fruit in the basket. You saved Samaria when she went out for a look for food. You saved... look for food and almost got captured by woodblock soldiers. Humans who are brought... who are changed to be kids like us have no way of helping out in battle. And we only have around 6 months left to live. Nobody else ever protected us. But you didn't care about any of that. You still fought as hard as you could to help us. Habe ich jetzt nicht gemacht, oder? That's why I wanted to thank you. Go on, Samara. Here you go, Miss Knight. Thank you for saving us all this time. You're always charging headlong into danger, right? We've been worried about this whole time. That's why we asked None to make you this armor, so you wouldn't get hurt anymore. Me? You want me to wear this so that I don't get hurt? Even though you guys are covered in bruises? You see, these children don't care at all about what kind of fairy you are. I wasn't much use to anyone in Norwich either, so I ended up here while I was looking for a place to die. But once I had something to go again, it was like I had never left the fort. I used to think our purpose was something we were born with. But the truth is, having people depend on you or helping those around you can help you become a new person, the person you need to be. There, Gareth. Shall we get started with your training? Today I want to work on your polishing your charge attack and speed that goes into it. You've got good instincts, so you should be able to tell what your opponent is going to do before... Gareth, is something wrong? You don't look very happy. Oh no, I'm fine, it's nothing. That's right, it was nothing. What I wanted wasn't to save Britain or anything so grand as that. I really was nothing, the kind of ordinary thing anyone could do. I see. So those are tears of happiness. I'm glad you found people you care about, and who care about you. Shall we give training to Paston since it's such an important day? No way. I'm going to train twice as hard now. I still have a lot of fighting left to do. I'm a Knight of Londinium after all. A Knight of Londinium, huh? What a thing to say. You never fail to surprise. Huh? Don't laugh at me just because you're stronger than I am. It's rude. I'm serious rude about this. Alright, I'm sorry. I guess you wouldn't know about this. See, the Knight of Londinium was actually a specific person back in the Fae era. He was a human king known as the last knight who fought the fairy clans and won. And he was Asek, the savior's lover. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I had no idea. I guess I was the one being rude. Hey, there's nothing wrong with Knight of Londinium. It's a lot better than Round Table Army. And for what it's worth, I think it suits you better too. After all, you really are trying to protect Londinium. I didn't say anything back then because I could tell it wasn't a good time. But you never did tell Artura Maxi what happened when you fought Lancelot in the Welsh Woods, did you? Back then. Hat sie einfach gesagt, ich könnte alles löschen, ihr habt noch keine Lust, oder? I can read her next move, but I'm too slow to guard against it. She's too fast for human eyes to follow. Oh, I'm surprised. Your arm's still attached. You've grown, if not only a little. It doesn't matter, though. You could never hope to catch up to me. My physical capabilities, my magic energy, levels my time. I surpass you in every way, so come on, just give up already. I guess that's too much to ask, though. You never could listen, even when you were a child. There's no point in me saying this, but I say it anyway. Don't use that spear, Percival. It's too much for a human to handle. Sie kennt ihn? Er hat uns so erzählt, dass er hier auf dieser Farm da groß geworden ist. This is just a hunch, but... Do you happen to know Lancelot from somewhere, Percival? Yes, Lancelot and I were actually students at the same place. Aber sie ist doch kein Mensch, oder? We trained together for a few years, but that's all. I'm sorry for making you worry over nothing now. I'm just Percival, commander of the Round Table Army. Lancelot and I are enemies now. We have nothing to say to each other, and no intention of holding back. Don't worry, the next time we fight, I'll beat her. Especially since I'm sure you and all the other will be there to help me too. Ob das so einfach wird, wie die das immer darstellen? We're all about what you did in Norwich. Not even one could defeat the most size of the castle. Thank you, but I can't take all the credit for that. I could never have done it without the foreign mage, the Knight of Sheffield, and everyone else who helped us. The last battle we fought was incredible. My body felt light as feather, but my sword hit even harder than that. With magecraft like yours, Lady Artoria, we have nothing to fear from a coward like Wood was. Thank you, but I'm afraid my magecraft doesn't last very long, so please don't get too far from us. And if you ever start to feel tired, please retreat immediately. Could you be telling us what happened in Gloucester, Child of Prophecy? Is it true that you gave Tristan both a verbal beatdown and a physical one? Ja, doch, da sind wir sehr stolz drauf. She killed countless fairies for no reason, and nobody's been able to stand up her since she's the Queen's daughter. Every fairy in Britain has been waiting for her to finally get what's coming to her. Now that you've beaten Barges, I hope you can defeat the horrible Tumblin next. Yes, if I get the chance, I certainly will. Besides, I need to face all the Tumblin sooner. Warte mal kurz, müssen wir wieder festhalten, das ist schön, liebe Leute. So. So, when the time comes to fight Queen Morgan's daughter, I'll make sure she faces justice for everything she's done. Will mich im Gacha heimsuchen! Oh, that sounds amazing. I can't wait. You really are undefeated king. The savior of the battlefield. 3 cheers for the Child of Prophecy. 3 cheers for Lady Artoria. Artoria. The fact that they are so nice makes me twice as tiring as usual. I haven't had to do this stuff since Tintergale. I'd forgotten how hard it is. I hope I did okay. I hope they didn't realize I actually have no idea what I'm doing. Don't worry, none of them had a clue. That was some great acting. I shouldn't know. The Child of Prophecy would know how to work a crowd. Is that how you handled them back in your hometown too? I wouldn't say that. Max, you must have it even worse than I thought. Usually you'd be biting my head off for that remark. What's going on? Something got you down to you can't even snap at me? Huh? No, you're being all considerate, Muramasa. Feels even worse than you're teasing. That's so. Well, don't let me interrupt your pity party. Clearly no reason to worry about you. I'm sorry, I was just kidding. Honestly, I know you really are concerned about me. I'm sorry for making you worry, but I do really appreciate it. Now, what I'm really worried about is the battle tomorrow. How are we supposed to win now if our leader's starting to feel that glum instead of watching the enemy? Oh, I see. Well, that's too bad. But really, you don't have to worry about me. I'm just a little tired from all the fighting we've been doing lately. Plus, all these Round Table Army people are just a lot more excited about this than I am. I mean, they all have their own important reasons for being here. Some want to fight for fairy and human freedom, some want revenge on the Queen, some want a better tomorrow. Those are all great reasons, but there's a series that's hard for me to keep up. I mean, I'm only here because I'm the Child of Prophecy. Sure, I like to fight and I'm good at it, but it's embarrassing to be put on so high a pedestal. You're good at it? Naja, ist mindestens so gut wie im Schlösserknacken. Nonsense. There's no way anyone who actually likes fighting would have wanted something like that. In Maxi wanting a holy grail was a damn sight better than that. Huh? You saw what I wanted, Muramasa? Of all the things you could have desired, that was all you wanted? So what if you're the child of prophecy? If you wanna act how you think everyone expected, fine. But if nobody else is gonna say this, I will. Artoria, you're not cut out for fighting. But if I quit, I would be letting everyone down, right? So, it's okay. I'll be fine. I know I'm over my head, and I still have no confidence in my ability and actually pull this off. But I sure can at least figure out how to ring the bills of pilgrimage, so I'm going to keep doing my best to be a good child of prophecy. Mit Marsa, lass die Wetterteure in Ruhe, die hat's schon schwer genug. Okay, that takes care of the report to the border. What are you doing up this late, Maxie? Everyone besides the lookouts is sleeping now. I was just about to turn in too. Well, if you're having trouble sleeping, do you want to talk about whatever's on your mind? What do you think Pepe meant by humans not being able to migrate outside this Lostbelt? Oh, that. Percival kann ja dann auch nicht, weil er gesagt hat, ja auch Percival kann aus dem Lostbelt gehen. Stimmt ja auch nicht, er ist ja auch ein Mensch. Okay, I guess this was bound to come up eventually. When Peperoncino said that humans born here can only lie here, I think what he really meant to say was humans who were made in Fairy Britain can't survive outside it. You've seen a lot of different sides to the land of the Fae by now. Well, one of them is those prisons they call human ranches. You do know what's really going on those places, right? The factories where humans are made. Right. The large facility Artoria told us not to look at was a giant human manufacturing plant. At first I thought they were being made just by like homunculi. I've realized as if I've been studying the humans here that isn't the case. Every human here is a clone made from rearranging the DNA of one human. Even though they started out with only one human for the base material, they were able to come up with hundreds of millions of variations over repeated rearrangements and duplications. Enough variation to rival the sheer variety of people found in proper human history. The difference is that humans made here can't reproduce and their lifespans are predetermined. I don't think the lifespan part was intentional. There's probably only so much their cells can take. When I first got to Salisbury, I remember finding it odd that there weren't any elderly humans around. There were plenty of elderly fairies, sure, but no elderly humans. But that alone is enough to reason to say they can survive, right? True. The real proof rests in their era that the original human was born. The era of High Queen Morgan's reign began after the Tree of Emptiness died. When she took over Britain, it became a lost world instead of a lost belt, a whole other chronicle theoretical phenomenon basically. That means anything born in this era could survive in proper human history too. But Fair Britain was a lost belt supported by a Tree of Emptiness and subject to the pruning theoretical phenomenon. Anything born in a lost belt can survive outside it. Of course, if a being is able to cross that boundary into a higher level phenomenon, like being inscribed in the Throne of Years, that would let them survive in proper human history as well. But obviously, that's not the kind of thing just anyone can do. This is just speculation on my part, but I guess this Britain didn't originally have humans. Now that they've been essentially created here, fairies and humans have switched roles. Here fairies are real, and humans are their fantastical made-up creatures. That's why humans from Fairy Britain can survive in reality-based proper human history. Whatever feelings you have about how humans are treated here are yours. You can want to change things, or you can want to give up, but you shouldn't impress your own morality upon them. Even if their lives seem like a fleeting illusion to outsiders, they are still the real for them. As for their age limits, well, every life form's time has come to an end someday. It's kind of sad to the people who won't get more time, sure. But that's all it is, sad. It's nothing you need to grieve over. The important thing is in everyone's life is where they're trying to go, and how far they manage to get. And I don't mean the literal physical distance. I mean big picture reason to exist. The kind of ultimate destination and point that says is the kind of species we are. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure I fully grasp what you said. Well, of course, I'm a peerless genius created by a peerless genius, you know? Anyway, I'm more worried about the opposite situation. Humans from Fairy Britain might not be able to leave, but fairies could if they wanted to. Just like how Morgan said she was going to expand her territory. There could be fairies here who would want to come over into proper human history. And if one of them should be evil enough to be considered an evil of humanity, that could be what leads to the collapse. Right. Here, take another look at this mural. Remember what it was called, the Abyssal Worm. In general, legends like these that have been passed down in Fairy Britain are prophecies made by the Mirror Clan. So, there's a very good chance this mural is based on one of these very prophecies. One where the 6 clans gather around to worship an enormous beast in the land with no gods. I didn't say anything when we first found this mural because there were so many other people around. But look at these markings underneath it. The fairy here probably won't know what it says because it is written in fairy language. But these are probably hieroglyphics which predate even the Hebrew writing system. I'm guessing they were either written here about 14,000 years ago during one of the proper human history ancient civilization eras, or someone used them deliberately and more recently to pass on a message that would only be understood in the future and only by humans at that. Can you read them? Oh, Asek, Mesh und Totarot. Of course! They form a single word. Cernonos. Dort is er. It's the name of an ancient Celtic god and proof that gods did once exist in the land of the Fae. Allein den Namen, dass ich gesagt habe. Okay, liebe Leute, aber was natürlich an der Legende hängt, kann jeder von euch jetzt sich selber denken. Auf jeden Fall machen wir jetzt erstmal einen kleinen Cut und beim nächsten Mal schauen wir dann mal, wie natürlich die Obrigkeit hier in Camelot darauf reagiert. Bis zum nächsten Mal, vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen, ciao.